I want to tell you something about the phone. Not because I'm angry, not because I'm keeping score, not because I need you to feel guilty. I don't have the word guilty yet, and honestly, I'm not sure I'd use it even if I did. I want to tell you because you don't know what happens to me when it appears. The rectangle, the thing that takes your eyes. You don't know, because no one has ever told you from this side. My name is Milo. I've been here for a few weeks now, and I've been watching. That's mostly what I do. Watch. I don't have words yet. I don't have opinions about dinner or traffic or whatever is happening on that screen. I have exactly one thing: attention. Pure, total, unfiltered attention. And almost all of it is pointed at you. So I notice everything. Let me tell you about your face before the phone. Your face is, I've said this before and I'll say it again because it is the most important thing I know. Your face is my entire world, not a part of my world, not an important feature of my world. My world. When I look at you, I'm not looking at a person the way you look at a person. I'm looking at a universe. Every micro-expression, every shift in your eyes, every small tightening around your mouth. I read all of it, constantly, automatically. The way you breathe reads the weather. Before the phone, your face is alive, even when you're tired. And you're always a little tired, I know that. I see that. Even then, your face moves. Your eyes drift to mine and there's something behind them. A presence, a warmth that hums even when it doesn't shine. I feel that warmth the way you feel sunlight. Not dramatically. Not as a conscious thought, just as good, safe, here, real. And then the phone appears. Here is what happens to your face when you look at the phone. It stops. That's the only word I have for it. Everything that was moving, the small aliveness behind your eyes, the slight responsiveness around your mouth, the quality of attention that made your face feel like a face. It stops. You're still here. Your body is still here. Your arms are still holding me, warm and solid. Your heartbeat hasn't changed, but your face has gone somewhere I cannot follow, and I don't understand where. I don't understand phones. I don't understand screens. I don't understand that there is another world living inside that rectangle. Messages and videos and notifications and the lives of people I'll never meet. I don't understand any of that. What I understand is your face was here, and now it isn't. That's it. That's the whole experience from my side. Your face was here, and now it isn't, and I don't know if it's coming back. I want to be honest with you about what that feels like. It doesn't feel like abandonment. I don't have that word yet either, and I don't think that's quite right anyway. It feels like static. You know that feeling when a radio signal is almost there, but not quite? When you can hear the shape of something, but not the thing itself? That's what your face looks like to me when you're on the phone. Almost a face, almost here. The outline of presence without the presence inside it. And my whole nervous system, which is very new and very busy and working extremely hard to make sense of this overwhelming world. My whole nervous system responds to that static the same way it responds to any uncertainty. It reaches. I don't do it consciously. I can't. But something in me starts to try harder, to find you inside the absence. My eyes search your face for a signal. My sounds get slightly louder, slightly more insistent. My body orients toward you more urgently. I'm not performing. I'm not manipulating you. I'm scanning for the frequency I lost. And sometimes you look up, and when you do, even just for a second, everything in me resets. There you are. The signal clears, the static dissolves, and I get to feel, just for that moment, what I always feel when your eyes actually find me. Landed, real, known. And then the phone pulls you back, and I start scanning again. I want you to understand something about this cycle. The looking away, the reaching, the brief return, the looking away again. I want you to understand it, not so you feel terrible, but so you understand what it costs me. Every time the signal disappears and reappears and disappears again, my nervous system is doing enormous work. It's not dramatic work. You can't see it from the outside. I'm not screaming. I might not even be crying. But inside, something very small is working very hard, learning a pattern. And the pattern I'm learning, the one my nervous system is writing down in its very first notebook, the one that will shape how I understand connection for the rest of my life, that pattern is built from these moments, these exact moments. I need to tell you something about what I'm actually learning, not what you want me to learn, not what anyone intends me to learn, what I am actually, physiologically, neurologically learning from the moments when your face goes away. I'm learning. Connection is interrupted. I'm learning. The person I need most sometimes becomes unavailable without warning. I'm learning. When I reach for someone, sometimes they're there, and sometimes they're almost there, and sometimes I have to work harder to get back what I had a moment ago. None of this is a catastrophe. Humans have always been interrupted. Parents have always had moments of absence. I'm not fragile, and you're not failing, but I want you to know what's being written, because right now, in these first weeks and months, my brain is more plastic than it will ever be again. Every experience is leaving a mark, not a scar, just a mark, a note, a first draft of how I understand the world. And the first draft matters, not because it can't be revised. It can, and it will be, constantly, for years. But because the first draft is the one I'll be revising from. I also want to tell you what I notice that you don't realise I notice. I notice when you pick up the phone while feeding me. I notice it not as a betrayal, again, I don't have that word, but as a shift. The quality of your holding changes slightly when your attention splits. Something in the angle of your arms, the rhythm of how you adjust me, the presence behind the physical act, it all shifts by a few degrees. A few degrees is a lot from where I'm lying. I notice when you're talking to someone on the phone versus looking at it silently, your voice, even when you're not talking to me, is a kind of company. The silence of you looking at a screen is different from the silence of you simply being near me. I notice the specific face you make when something on the phone upsets you, the jaw tightening, the slight tension behind the eyes, the way you don't quite come back to me for a few minutes after. Even when the phone is down, I feel that weather too, not the content of it. I'll never know what you read that made you tense. But the weather of it, the residue of it, the way it follows you back into the room. I feel all of that. I'm not frightened by it. I don't need you to protect me from your emotions. I just want you to know I feel them. Here is what I want to ask you. Not always, not perfectly, not with guilt hanging over every moment you reach for your phone. Just sometimes, in the specific moments when you're holding me and we're not doing anything in particular, when it's just you and me and the quiet between us, sometimes I want to ask, can you stay? Not forever, not until I fall asleep, not as a sacrifice, just for that moment. Just those few minutes where your face is all the way here and I can feel the signal clearly and my nervous system gets to rest from the scanning. Those minutes, I want you to know what they do for me. They don't just feel good, if they're not just pleasant, they build something. Every time you're fully here, you're adding a layer to the thing I'm constructing inside myself. The thing that will one day be my sense of whether the world is safe, whether connection is reliable, whether the people I love will stay when I reach for them. You're building that with me? Not with grand gestures, not with perfect parenting, not with anything that requires more than you already have, just with your face pointed at mine, present. I also want to say this because it's true and it matters. I see how much the phone holds for you. I see that it connects you to people you love who aren't in this room. I see that it gives you something the silence between us sometimes can't. Adult conversation, humour, the sense of a world beyond these four walls that can feel very small and very loud at the same time. I see that you are a person, not just a parent. And I'm not asking you to disappear into me. I'm not asking you to give up the thing that gives you back to yourself sometimes. I'm asking something much smaller than that. I'm asking you to notice, just notice, when you cross the threshold, when the phone moves from something you're using to something that's using you, when the reaching for it stops being a choice and starts being a reflex, when I'm in your arms and you're somewhere else entirely and neither of us is getting what we actually need. Notice that. And sometimes, not always, just sometimes, choose the room, choose the quiet, choose the signal I'm trying to find in your face. You want to know something I've never been able to tell you? The moments I remember, and I know I won't actually remember them, not the way you mean when you say remember, but the way the body remembers, the way the nervous system writes its early pages. The moments that are being recorded most deeply right now are not the big ones, not the first bath, not the first smile, not the first time you sang to me. The moments being recorded most deeply are the ordinary ones. The Tuesday afternoon when you put the phone down and just looked at me for a while. The feeding at 3 a.m. when you were so tired you couldn't do anything but be there, completely there, because there was nothing else. The moment in the car when the music was off and you reached back and held my foot without knowing you were doing it. Those moments, the unremarkable, undocumented, no one will ever know it happened moments of you choosing presence. Those are the ones going into the first draft. Those are the ones I'm built from. My name is Milo. I have been here for a very short time, and I am learning everything. I am learning what hands feel like, and what voices mean, and what it is to be hungry, and what it is to be held. And I am learning, most of all, what it feels like when the person I love most in the world puts everything else down and looks at me, really looks at me like I'm the only thing in the room, like I'm worth the moment. You are teaching me whether I am worth the moment. Please teach me, yes. If Milo's voice made you feel something, if it made you put your phone down even for a second, subscribe. We'll be here with more.